I'm Sharon Bill. Welcome to my Music Theory Tuition series where I work with you step by step through the ABRSM Discovering Music Theory grades. I'll work through every single exercise and explain everything you need to know. You can access information about the books I have available to help you on my website. Go to sharonbill.com. For advert-free and longer lessons, you can become a patron at patreon.com/SharonBill. If you can give me a like, that would be super, and please do subscribe to my channel to stay updated. You can support this channel by buying me a coffee at buymeacoffee.com/SharonBill. Let's turn to page 25 of the Grade 2 Discovering Music Theory workbook, and we get to work a little bit more on our new key signatures. And so as we turn to page 25 and we look at exercise 2, we're asked to show which is the correct answer that these key signatures now represent. And my suggestion to you would be to turn back to page 24 and just do a little bit of revision, and just do a little bit of revision and then put that away so that you can't see it at all. And then just go ahead and try and answer these now without looking up the answers. Work in pencil, and then if you get it wrong, it's okay. We can just erase it out. As I always say, I know that I do, it's so much better to learn by your mistakes. And it's okay to make those mistakes now as we learn. It's much more sort of active way of learning. It's too passive to just kind of keep thinking, oh, what's this? Oh, well, this is this, and doing it. You know, we'll forget it. So just go ahead now and try and answer exercise 2. And so I'm hoping that you've had a go at this. Now, A major, the key signature for A major is 3 sharps, F sharps, C sharps, G sharps. These are flats, so that won't do. We know from grade 1 that F major only has B flats, and so this is our new key signature with 3 flats, which is B flats, E flats, A flats. This indeed is the key signature for E flat major. Let's think now. So we have B flats and E flats. Well, F major we know has just B flats. E flat major we can see has B flats, E flats, A flats. And so this is the key signature for B flat major, which has B flats and E flats. So that's that one. And then G major, this goes back to grade 1, so we have a little bit of revision here. G major has F sharps, that's the key. C major has none, and A major is our new key, which has 3 sharps, F sharps, C sharps, G sharps. There's a little sort of trick in helping to remember these key signatures as well, because if you notice, B flat major has B flats, of course, +1. So the flat keys are +1. E flat major has E flats in it, of course, and so if it's got E flats, it must also have B flats and E flats. We can't have the second flat without having the first. We know that it always builds on. So E flat major has B flats and E flats +1. F major is kind of the starting point where we just have to sort of +1. We don't have F flats, of course, so we just have to remember that it starts with B flats. But from that, we know that B flat major has B flats +1. And E flat major has B flats and E flats +1. That's just one little way that I remember the key signatures. And in the sharps, interestingly, the last sharp is the 7th degree of the scale. So F sharp is the 7th degree of scale, which leads us to G, our home note. And so if A major, if A is the 8th degree of the scale, back 1 gives us G, and that would be our last sharp. And so you kind of notch back 1 for the sharps. That may not help you. That's just one little way that I find helps me to remember the key signatures. You find a way that you feel best and most comfortable with, and it's just a little bit of revision however you go about that. So let's move on and let's look at these scales of our new 3 new keys. And so, as I've said, a scale literally means steps. We are stepping up the ladder, just as a ruler has scales and we step up in scale, as it were. We do the same here and we step up the ladder system step by step through the scale. And so A major, of course, must begin on A. And so there must be an A something, a B something, a C something, D, E, F, G, A must all be represented on this system. And the way that works out is it's always going to be space, line, space, line, space, line, space, line. Or if you're starting on a line, it would be line, space, line, space. And so we know that the major scale must be tone, tone, semitone. The semitone occurs between 3 to 4 and 7 to 8. So we have tone, tone, semitone, tone, 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 semitone. 3 to 4 and 7 to 8 must be semitones. Otherwise it wouldn't be the major scale at all. It would be a different sort of scale. And that is automatically worked out for us if we just remember the key signature. So although the order of the key signature is always F, C, G, those will be implemented as we play the scale in a different order depending upon which note we start on, because we've got F sharps, C sharps and G sharps. But of course, as we step up the scale, A, B, C comes first. So it doesn't necessarily work out the order that your key signature is when you actually write the scale out, but I always prefer to write them in the order of F, C, G when I'm writing scales out. Then I know that I've not forgotten one. And we can see here we have an A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A of some sorts. The C is sharpened, the F is sharpened and the G is sharpened to make that major scale pattern accurate. But we have degrees of the scale, and so degrees of the scale just tell us, like we have the degrees on the ruler as we step up, or we have degrees on a thermometer. We are working up the degrees. The first degree is known as the tonic. It means tone key, like sort of home note. So we have the tonic, which is the first, and then we add upwards the second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh and eighth, which takes us back to the tonic, an octave higher, back to the home note, and that's our octave completed. So we can see that's correct now in the major scale of A major in the treble clef. Here we have it again in the bass clef, so our key signature has dropped down a line or a space to be on the correct notes in the bass clef. And also now this is note A in the bass clef. Remember, all cows eat grass, so there's our A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A. The F, the C and the G are sharpened so that we get that tone, tone, semitone, tone, 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 semitone. And we begin and end on the tonic, the first degree of the scale, and the eighth round the octave. And we have every step along the way, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and it works in step, space line, space line, space line. And so we see that principle again in our B flat major scale. We begin on B flat because the key signature is active. There's B flat. And we have a key signature of 2 flats, but it feels like there will be 3 because we begin and end on B flat. So that B flat is active twice. And then the E flat occurs here on note E, so that we get the correct arrangement of tone, tone, semitone, tone, 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 semitone. And we have all of the degrees, all of the steps of the scale next door, climbing up this ladder system. So there we begin on B, we end B flat indeed, and then we end on B flat, and we have to remember E is also flattened too. And then this is what it will look like in the bass clef. We start low down here because if we're going to be ascending, if we're going to be going up, we don't want to start here and then start going up because everything's going to be on ledger lines. It's just too high. So we start in a comfortable octave so that we can step up the whole degrees of the scale from the tonic number 1 all the way through to tonic number 8. There's our full octave without needing to write too many ledger lines. And so here we can see the scale of E flat major. Our tonic, our first degree of the scale, is on E, which of course is flattened because of the key signature. We have B flats, E flats, A flats. And we start in and it goes line, space, line, space, line, space, line, space. E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E are all represented. We have B flats, E flats and A flats. It looks like there would be 4 flats, but that's just because we are coming back right to the tonic, and so the E flat is active again on this top E as well. And we can see that in action here in the bass clef. So here's our key signature B flats, E flats, A flats, so that we know we're going to have that correct arrangement of tones and semitones. And we're starting on this low E. We're going to need a ledger line, but it's only 1. It's not too outlandish. No point starting here and keep going higher and higher. You could do and end up with 2 ledger lines, but this is a comfortable place to start. And we step up the ladder system, showing that every degree of the scale is properly represented, and the key signature will do the rest of the work for us. I hope this is helpful to your studies. Please do like and subscribe to stay updated. If you'd like to support this channel, you can buy me a coffee, and for advert-free lessons, you can become a patron. Do visit my website where you'll find many resources available to help you. Visit sharonbill.com. Thanks for watching. Bye.